Game on, ladies! It's time for another grand final. Yeah, I know, we have a lot of grand finals these days, but there's just so many tournaments on North America, on Europe, with all of the qualifiers that are happening that, well, every single tournament obviously has a grand final at some point. And this is the Mythic Championship, and that is the culmination, the end of season tournament in Division 1 of North America this time. So, as you can tell, lately I've been trying to put a little bit more of NA matches out there, just simply because I think the NA region should be a bit represented on the channel too, for all of the North American viewers. But in this case, we're looking at Triple P against PMR Gaming, and on the left side, on map number 1 in the best of 5, Starcaller on Dehaka. Who do you think? On Stukov, Kelsey on Hanzo, Zenarus on ETC, and Chaotic on Maiev. On the right side of the map, Silver Ripper on Falstad, Eiko on Greymane, Albatox on Malthael, Ruktel on Rega, and I Just Fist on Garrosh. So this is the end of season, as I said, grand tournament, the Mythical Championship in North America, which means this is... Ooh, there's the kill against the Arc already. This is the Division 1 tournament that we're currently looking at here. So in the amateur scene in North America, these are the best teams, and you actually might recognize a couple of the players on the blue team side from the recent Division S qualifier that I commentated, because a few of them are playing in the Division S qualifier for a different team. So just in case that a few of those names ring a bell. But this is, as I said, the end of season for North America. And in North America, Heroes Launch has less divisions than in Europe. In Europe it's 7, in North America it's 4, pretty much simply because the European League or the European divisions have existed for much longer. Heroes Launch is originally a European organization. But even for everybody playing in North America, if you're interested in competitive Heroes of the Storm, no matter what level of play you are at, if you're bronze, if you're silver, gold, platinum, grandmaster, doesn't matter, then feel free to head over to heroeslaunch.gg, check them out. They have a great FAQ, they have a fantastic community, and if you have any questions, you can also join the Discord channel and just have a look there and talk to them directly about all of this. But as it stands, let's have a bit of a look at this. This is a best of 5 series, as I already mentioned, and yep, this is the big grand final between the two teams. As we already see, we have, in terms of compositions, I hesitate, but I kind of want to call this a little bit normal. There's no Uther main tank this time, there is no too weird setup. So right now we're having a setup, we have traditional on-curse Tolo, a little bit of global action, Falstad against Dehaka, which is going to be important here. We have Greymane, Malthael, and Rega even for additional camp control. So especially looking over towards the side of PMR Gaming, this could even be a European composition, to be quite frank. On the left side, the Stukov pick, definitely not quite the norm that we have these days, but with a good power slide or drag from Dehaka or ETC, there's a lot that you can do here. A little bit of a problem here at the top for Dehaka for just a moment, but the main action is happening in the middle of the map, where ETC slides in again. The defense is there against this camp that is currently pushing in. Big flip against ETC, and it's time to shine as Zenarus is defending. But the first objective is coming in at the bottom of the game. So let's go. 1 kill against 0 so far was the initial one that we saw. Against Greymane also we have, on ETC's side at least, the block party. Problem is that Garrosh is in trouble and he goes down. Garrosh goes down, and that might just give the red team, or well, the blue team, an advantage heading into this, since they are going to grab the first objective with pretty much no one objecting to it. Yeah, you can't really do a whole lot when your main tank is gone. Level 4 talent with a biotic armor at this point. So a lot more armor heavy and survivability therefore for Stukov. Level 7 talents for them. ETC with a slide. There's the silence. Slow. And Dehaka is, well, not even in the mid lane, but at the top lane. For a second I thought he wouldn't even come in too. My bad. But they couldn't get the lockdown against him. I thought that Rega would maybe even fall here. Dehaka was currently trying to just keep the siege camp alive for as long as he can. Didn't work out too well. Level 7, Boomerang, also in. So this definitely works for now. And, well, let's see. The level 7 cleanse comes through. And ETC I mean, he is the main tank, so he's not going to go into anything along the lines of Echo Paddle. Not if you have Dehaka on the side lane, so that's not really a problem. Talking about Dehaka, he's in a bit of trouble up at the top. Falstad barrel rolling away to provide him with the extra shield. He has on level 4 the hammer gain, so that helps him a bit on the one-on-one lane to keep the sustain there. And mainly a talent that you take when you are in a one-on-one setup on the side lane. That was a nice drag though, and that's another kill against Garrosh. Garrosh is definitely getting punished a little bit, and he's not the only one. This time Rhaegar also falls, so both of the orcs are down. Again, the push into the middle of the map. XP globes are still there. That's 2 tributes against 0. So a curse is already threatened. PPP is doing fairly well here. Starting into the game with a big lead, 3 kills against 1, slightly ahead in experience. They have 2 tributes, the chance to go for the first curse. And it will actually be a little bit more interesting now how much of an impact the curse has, because there was still this very weird dynamic after the experience changes last year, at the end of 2018, where a curse against a team could actually sometimes be a bit beneficial to catch up in experience, because your opponent would lose a bit more if they don't split on all 3 lanes, which rarely happens. But now that we have the XP globe change coming in, that obviously does not only completely castrate heroes like Asmodan, but at the same time it gives you a little bit more leeway rotating between lanes to grab experience. So it's not quite as punishing anymore as before, which of course fits with Blizzard's general theme to make the game easier for casuals. So there could, in theory, on Cursed Hollow also now be an easier time for the team that puts the curse onto someone to catch those experience globes, where as in the old system, experience would then still be lost. I'm explaining this in a really weird way, but I hope that the concept of what I'm talking about kind of came clear a little bit. I talked about this actually in length during the Nations Cup Grand Final a bit, and in previous games, but this could definitely be making the difference. Easy channel then again, so no curse just yet, but a great cage in the setup. Look at ETC even with the mosh pit here. It's actually kind of funny because Stukov is slapping them around the mosh pit at this point. And with that, there's an easy move straight up towards the boss, as PPP is in a great position to take the boss. And honestly, this should actually lead to them getting a double boss, since nobody moved down to the bottom. With Malthael and Greymane, there's a pretty fantastic chance to go for 2 bosses. Oh, sorry for going for boss 2, but they can't really make any plays here. A little bit of mount synergy that we have on their end, by the way. Well, the tint is maybe wrong, but outside of that, it's fine. Falset is already firing topside, but they're actually not going for the double boss. Now, instead, they're starting to push through the top lane. Already, we have the Mighty Gust being used to buy them a little bit more time to defend here, but that didn't quite work. ETC slides in. The setup from Stukov. Once that he has his level 13, he should be able to lock them down even harder. But with a violent reaction, but we'll see how far that goes. Right now, honestly, let the boss go, rotate down, take the next one. Well, I guess they want to go for the tribute since it's going to be there in 10 seconds. And ooh, the red team is actually trying to fight for this one. Yeah, 13 isn't there yet for the blue team. So the red team is figuring, hey, just take the fight right now. This is the only real chance that we get. Arrow comes through. Vault of the Wardens. And Garrosh is again in trouble. But the blue team is starting to get pushed back a little bit. And it was a good Ancestral, keeping the front line alive. That's a kill against Maiev. Yep. Last right stack acquired for Malthael. And this could be another tribute. One interrupt comes in. By the way, top lane has lost the entire wall. Keep is also going to suffer a bit of damage, but not too much. Virulent reaction is ready, but it's 2 tributes against 2. Yep, the level 13 talents. A slight advantage again for the blue team. But how much can they actually capitalize on this? They definitely did some damage towards the keep. That's obviously already great for them. And this is also experience, again, that could in the old system not have been gained by Rhaegar as he makes his way over to this one. At the bottom of the map, you currently have Albatox doing his thing. And with 1 stack here, there's now a 5-second cooldown reduction on last rights. Obviously going to work on that. Ooh. Shake that ass, baby! Look at Starcaller here. Yeah. Drop it like it's hot. Good old Dehaka showing us the moves right there. Straight in for it. And, well, with this level 13 talents, the Thunder Strikes. Good tribute position for the blue team. Can go into a pretty nice position there. The problem is that there's a bit of a wedge driven between them, so they have to be careful with this. Especially the Haka, who's currently sitting at the bot side. Should still have the global up though. And let's not forget, top side is another problem. There's the taunt, and the arrow connects with 5, but it's too late. Now that's an unfortunate one, because if they just prolonged the entire battle, this would eventually have done a lot of damage towards the key. But now they are trying to just deny the inevitable, because this could be, it should be a curse against the blue team. I mean, seriously. There's one interrupt, second one comes through too. Top side is still pushing, but once that the curse is accomplished, it is going to deny that. Khaldor goes down as he went for the interrupt, and they are looking for more. There's the mosh pit though, but a nice mighty gust. Albertox is at it again. Greymane comes through with the bullet, and curse accomplished, ladies and gentlemen. The curse is in. All right. And there we go. And here's, again, another example. That would have been a half a wave of experience. It would have been lost to the red team. But so far, they're still holding on to that. Take the 4 down. Top side, that's also still where someone could fly in. For example, Falstad could really try and gather all of those experience points, because it's quite a bit. The Haka is, in the meantime, moving through the middle of the map to make sure that they're not falling too far behind. It's 6 kills against 4 right now. And just on the damage side, by the way, 2 stacks also for last right, which means that it's a 10-second cooldown reduction now that we're talking about when it comes to Malthael. 22,000 damage for the bird. And 29,000 for Myef. Yeah, Myef is killing it pretty much. Doing pretty well at this point. They're not losing too much. I mean, they lost the bottom 4. They might lose the one in the middle. But so far, it's actually still okay for the blue team. But you can, I mean, you can tell. They lost a lot of that momentum, right? They had a boss advantage earlier. They could have gone for the double boss. They didn't. Arrow connects again. What is this? Europe? That's the second arrow in the row. The third one in the row that actually connects. So yeah, he's hitting them hard. Khaldor is apparently a European import that we're seeing here. There's no narrowly missing arrows in this game, at least not so far. We have 6 kills against 4, 15 against 14. Over towards the red side. Both teams actually going straight in for the first camp. This one a little bit ignored still. 16 talents could change that. Boss at the top is still going to be up in 25 seconds. But yep, let's see. On the experience points, still 16 against 15 any moment. Falstad already flying in. ETC is sitting there. It's like, I don't want this. There's a little bit too much attention. Don't get me wrong. ETC is a little bit of an attention whore, obviously. But he doesn't want that much attention. A little bit of love is all that he needs. And that was just too much. 16 is ready, and the elongated tongue comes in. We could make the play for the boss now, especially, of course, with Mosh Pit ready. But, yep, there we have at the top side an attempt to maybe even go for a boss and a counter, but since they're... Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, they're starting to make the play here, and the blue team is pretty oblivious to that. They don't scout it out, they have ETC still... I have no clue why ETC is waiting there. I seriously don't know why. I mean, his team doesn't make a play. Finally, now it makes sense to be here. Now it makes sense to be in this bush. Before it didn't make any sense whatsoever. Hanzo is the one that actually does that. The only sense that it had to be here beforehand is because you think that your opponent might go for that position. But the entire time when everybody else was safe, he didn't have to sit there. And once that it actually matters that they know who's coming, he's just sitting and hits the guitar on them. So, yeah, he should have been sitting here a lot more, but that might still be a problem. Oh my god. The bird goes down, the cage is in, the triple tether, mosh pit. Holy shit, they're getting murdered. 3 down, 4 down, 5-man team wipe. Yeah, well, boss at the top, and after they claimed this one, they rotated down to get their asses kicked. Completely wiped in this one. But that was, yeah, special. To say the least. That was a very, very special setup. And it feels like they're just trying to get as much as they possibly can, just basically banking their hopes on the catapult and the 4 defending the top lane, and honestly that's very likely going to be the case. So this one barely survives. The one at the bottom is already gone, and they're making the play now with a curse, just simply for the keep itself. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 at the bottom of the map. They should try and break through the small gate, to be honest, just so they have clear vision of what's happening behind it. He goes straight through the middle, Now everybody is ready for that. And the boss is obviously still hitting hard. And with the keep not even doing any damage, that's the moment when you really want to shine. Come in with a tether. There's the boss stun attempt. And Greymane is down. Greymane down. Another gust. Buying a few precious seconds for PMR Gaming. The arrow connects once again, and they're trying to get the kill set up. They jump onto Malthael, take him down. That's another one against Rhaegar. The last ride's down, doesn't do enough. And even at the top lane, there's another keep getting attacked, and this one is going to fall too. This looks like game 1. With 14 kills against 4 in this best of 5, we have Triple P heading in straight for the core here at the Mythical Championship Grand Final. And they are getting the lead. A 1-0 lead for Triple P against PMR Gaming in game number 1 of the best of 5 series. GG and well played as the blue team takes the W. Game number 2, the Percival Power Party, PPP, going up against PMR Gaming. And I decided to rename them a little bit because Triple P sounded kind of stupid. So we go for the Power Party because Percival Power Party doesn't really fit onto the scoreboard. And I'm a lazy fucker, so I don't adjust the entire thing just for that one name. Game number 2 in the best of 5, we are on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Who do you think on Lulcio, Starcaller on Malthael, Zenarius on Tyrael, Kelsey on Greymane, and Chaotic on Gul'dan with a Pursuit of Flame. PMR Gaming, they said, well, we lost on the last map. It was a bit too much of a normal composition. Let's go full NA, boys. So they go for Uther main tank with I Just Fist, Silver Ripper on Lunara, Echo on Kerrigan, Rooktel on Oriel, and Albertox on Blaze. Alright, baby. Let's go. Okay, so we have again our Uther main tank. And, well, immediately a big brawl in the middle of the map. Whew. All random, all mid, baby. Let's go. The Tyrael pick is actually an interesting one. A little bit surprised that there's a lot of heroes missing that I would actually have expected here. That's a kill. Yeah. Yeah. That is that. Okay, Lucio is down right away. Yeah, Lucio picks are always a little bit awkward, to be honest, because if it's on a bigger map and you're playing around the speed bonus, then it's great. If your only concern is a certain combo on your opponent's side that you can negate with a good sound barrier, then it's another thing. But right here, it's still a little bit of a weird pick, I think. Where's that Rhaegar pick? Where's that Northurian pick? Where's like any of these things? Even like an Anna with Malthael would have been pretty nice here, having the nano boost on him. But again, on the other hand, we have, for the red team, a lot of CC, but what I'm missing a little bit is that wave clear. It's not that they have none, they have Blaze in, but and there's also Lunara, but if you compare that to a Greymane, to Gul'dan, then you of course see that the blue team is gonna fall off there very quickly. The idea of the red team is clearly to get kills, to dominate in team fights, to make sure that they are dominating the turn-in fights, and they kind of have to pull that off. And right now, PMR Gaming in the second game of the best of 5 series was attempting to steal the Siege Giants, but the Power Party immediately said, like, you know what, there's like 2 heroes missing, screw that, let's go for it and try and drop them. Kerrigan messing up the combo a little bit, missing 1, which means that Starcaller actually gets away here. And now the Siege Giants have to be dealt with, which leaves a lot of space for Gul'dan at the top lane. Yeah, and here comes Uther. A little bit of a slower rotation than you would usually see, but still. It's always weird just like seeing Uther running on the side lane. I mean, in Europe we had a few teams going for Uther on the side lane as a pick. In this case, it's obviously a main tank role that he fills. And there's arguments for that, right? He has the CC, he has the sustain, self-sustain of course too. You get the second support in your team. And yeah, but generally speaking, it's still a bit of an oddity. Europe has experimented with it a bit, but most of the teams have moved far away from that. It's an odd pick there. We still have the Felflame build for Gul'dan, so no Echoed Corruption in this game. At the same time, we see Kerrigan trying, of course, to be aggressive around all of this. Oriel a little bit far away from Lunara, who's the main battery. There obviously is now a bit of a different place there for Oriel after the patch a few months ago, because she can actively participate in these battles and really get a lot of the hope sustain for herself without even dropping the trade, but it's still a valuable asset for them. Now, Who do you think is actually get locked down again by Kerrigan, but no kill this time. And again, just to reiterate this is the grand final of the Mythical Championship, so we're looking at Division 1 teams here. This is pretty much the best 2 teams that we have in the regular season of Division 1 in North America. So that excludes, obviously, Division S, which is just situated above all of this. But when we're looking at the pure amateur level of play, then this is currently the best that's going on there on the North American server. A lot more teams, obviously, participating on the European side, as I've gone over in-game number 1 already a bit. But as both of the teams are looking for the first turn in, we have the aggression, and it could be a kill against Tyrael, but that guy gets away. Problem is, Uther might not, and yes, he falls. Uther down, the rest alive. Shields coming in, and now 2 kills against 1 in favor of PMR, but they lost Uther, which means they might lose the first objective. Zanarus goes in, turns in, and so does everybody else. This is pretty much a secured Webweaver wave for the power party. Yeah, power level over 9,000 in that early game, apparently. Bottom of the map, Malthael still playing this one out safe. Level 7 talents, swift retribution, especially important for Greymane, of course. In the middle of the map, the pings are already coming through. That's a lot of CC around Uther and Kerrigan, so you need to be careful with this. Uther ruining the mount synergy, by the way. Actually, a lot of the heroes are ruining the mount synergy now. After we've seen the little caterpillar in game number 1 by 3 heroes, I assumed that there was a bit more of team coordination when it comes to the Skinergy, but we didn't really see a lot of that here. In comes the combo, Kerrigan going for Greymane, but Kelsia's still fine. Team moves through. And with moving through, I don't only talk about the fight, we're actually seeing them doing a fair amount of damage to everything here. First of all, they nearly take down the heroes in the backline of PMR Gaming. In top lane, that Webweaver still does solid work. In the middle, the fort is... I mean, it's gonna fall. Getting the fort in the middle of the map. And now they can rotate as 5 topside and try to do the same thing there, or at least pick up a kill. And it seems like that's exactly what they're thinking, with the exception of Malthael. The aspect of death moved down to the bot lane. Blaze rotated away from it, which means that Starcaller has now a chance to take the fountain down. And he should take that. Taking the fountain of your opponent down means that they have no sustain on that lane, and with the mid lane also destroyed, it would really force Albertox to move far back the entire time. But they don't go for the fountain, they go for the Siege Giant camp, which is understandable. But I personally think they could have gotten away with both. Now, there is obviously still the little fact that the 2 of them are closing on level 10 at roughly the same speed. So that fight over the second turn in, potentially the first one for PMR Gaming, is going to be a really important one for this map. And there's the level 10 abilities. Alright, let's see if we have any surprises there. No Blast Rights, Horrify, everything as you would expect it. Greymane currently still waiting with his choice. Can easily go into both ults as usual, but obviously Bullet is quite strong and on a very low cooldown, so if you want to poke them low a bit, then you can. Alright, Divine Shield over Divine Storm, alright. That's maybe the only surprise here. Plus also the Leaping Strike, and they're trying to control the position, and here's the turn-in. Kerrigan gets the turn-in, is looking probably also for the combo. Can't get it just yet, here it comes, but with Eldrunes is able to secure that. Alright, so far so good. At this point we have now Webweavers coming through for the red team. A little bit problematic is that Malthael got the camp in the middle, so that's going to make an easy defense for the power party. Top side, that's a different question. Gul'dan is the one who really needs to get the siege damage out, and so far he's done a pretty good job at that. 52,000 damage, 52,053 on the side of Blaze. And here we go. The pressure to the top, Kerrigan, Blaze, all going in. The Horrify keeps Lucio alive. Horrify and Sanctification both used at the same time. It's the end of Uther. Kerrigan dies too. PMR Gaming is getting wrecked in the team fight. They push damage onto the fort, but the heroes just get evaporated. And in the meantime, we've seen the rotation of Malthael between the mid and the bot lane, just continuously rotating there, taking the Webweavers down. Great job by them. They hold on to elite and experience. They hold on to all of the forts, which is, of course, highly important, and now they have an opportunity to turn in their gems and secure themselves another objective too. The Power Party is in the lead in the best of 5 here in this grand final, and they are looking to enhance that lead even more. Moving through, trying to check that out. Still bot lane pressure with Starcaller against Albertox, and the rest of the blue team is focusing their attention heavily onto the top of the map. Still a fort available, and that's where they're going to make their play. And Lulcio goes down again. Ah, well, there's a reason why that thing is a shitty support. Imagine Rhaegar in that position. Just imagine a Rhaegar pick here. But anyways, Lulcio down, and that ended with another kill, as also Gul'dan was eliminated. So all of a sudden, as dangerous as that push looked, it got defended pretty easily. The bottom of the map, that's a different story, and it seems like Alberto... Oh my god, that guy has 40 gems. Oh, and he gets away. Oh, that would have been a disaster if he dies. Talking about dying. Starcaller dies a painful death as the aspect of death screams in pain as he goes down, dying to the toxins of Lunara. It's actually a little bit weird if you think about it. I mean, everybody thinks that Bambi is just like this nice little thing. It's a little bit of like a wild animal. But the toxins that apparently get emitted by that thing are just absolutely deadly. Heroes being affected for a long time, screaming in pain as they finally take their last breath. It's a little bit of a dire thing. I'm not quite sure what Disney was thinking there, but that's really not family friendly in my opinion. They apparently don't share that sentiment, but I don't think that's okay. Especially since these toxins are pretty difficult to get rid of. Not only do they kill you, they slow you down. Like, I honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, I don't think that's okay. Either way, for now, 3 against 6 kills. And let's see. Lulnara is at the top of the map. Web Beaver number 2 for the red team. They're gaining some momentum. They are ahead in kills. They get the second Web Weaver wave. And honestly, it was mostly because of the top lane kill against Lucio. And I gotta give it to PMR Gaming. They have a ton of CC that it can stack here. You get a good Carrigan combo off, you have a Blaze follow-up with his stun or maybe even Uther, and, well, Bob's your uncle. So now we're seeing them moving through the middle of the map. Malthael is still sitting at the bottom. And this should be a fort. Yeah, Web Weaver's in. Top lane, similar picture by the way. This one is a goner, unless someone rotates topside, which is not the case. They're trying to defend the mid lane. Moving in for it, as Malthael starts to knock at the side. But even that is not going to work for them. 2 forts down. Still a slight lead for the blue team, but I don't really think they can hold on for that to that one for too much longer. Even knocking onto the opponent's keep here. And all of a sudden we have an advantage for the red team. Is that maybe the comeback? Ah, the combo, the follow-up, and Lucio finally has some value for the team. Comes in and gets a sound barrier through, saving the ass of 2 heroes. And in we go. Carrigan once again another combo, but screws it up a little bit as Lucio comes in with a boop and destroys it. But they still get pressure onto the keep. The question is only can they get out of here, because this is starting to look a little bit ugly. And we still have the Cursed Bullet, Sanctification, and Last Rites up for the opponent. So there's a lot of tools that they can use. Granted, Divine Shield, well, used right now. Plus Aegis are still up too. But here's the Sanctification. They're starting to move in. Cursed Bullet could be used as well. Lucio tries to boop them back to open the kill opportunity up. And where's the Last Rite when you need it? There's a chance. Last Rite, and Aegis denies it. But Lulnara is down. The last Lul. In comes the kill against Blaze as they go for the double, the triple, the quad, and the team wipe as they clean house. And they immediately move on towards the boss. The gems lost on the side of PMR Gaming. Thankfully for them, they obviously just turned in. But that boss is doing some work once it moves to the top of the map. Down at the bottom, double catapult, so this has to be defended against 2. In comes the move towards the mid lane from Starcaller, as he is 100% sure that they're going to get the boss. They don't have enough for a turn in, but they might just be able to grab enough. I mean, he is picking up a few gems. They're sitting at 51. I don't really know why you would go for the camp now. That seems like a pretty big waste of time, if I'm honest. I mean, either you push with the boss, or if you don't, I would at least steal the opponent's camp away. I mean, at least that. Now, they're starting to go for that now, but it still feels like he's wasting a bit of time. Because they could have made a play for the bottom of the map. Honestly, with this actually like this low, they could have gone for the keep here. They could have pushed for the keep for sure. With the opponent defending with 4-man, 5-man up top side, we could have gone for the bot side keep. So instead they have now a double camp through the middle, which is definitely going to allow them for some damage too. The question that I just simply have is if it's going to be enough. But I think he definitely lost them a bit of time there. But it's a double camp after all. It just feels like it's taken down quite easily. So the top fort has fallen, but I think this was a chance for Power Party to get even farther ahead than they just did. So right now, it's still 8 kills against 6. 2-level lead again for the blue team. And they have the turn-in opportunity. Now the Greymane picks up another gem. There's a chance now for them to turn in. There's only 10 gems in the hands of PMR Gaming. So, well, there we go. A little bit of a remainder, by the way. That guy hates that wall. I want to see what's on the other side. That guy's on the mission. I mean, look at that dedication. He doesn't give a fuck what's happening around them. There's nothing else. It's like, keep, I don't care. The minion waves colliding. I couldn't give less flying fucks on this one. I just want to see what's on the other side of this. And nobody takes care of him either. Okay, Blaze apparently. No, Blaze, no. Blaze is just like, yeah, I don't care about that guy. Or is like, come on, I'll do it. I'll finally take him down. I don't think that's okay. Show him what's on the other side. He wants to know. Oh, the catapult takes him down. I feel sorry for him. Never achieved the goal of his life. It's a little bit sad. It's really sad. But yeah, so he's able to at least damage it a little bit. Lucio's trying to finish what he started. But more importantly, the minion wave or the web weaver wave has been taken too. And this is now the first opportunity to put serious damage onto one of the keeps, and Power Party is trying to use that. They have a 2-level advantage, but they don't hold the Storm Talons yet, so they can't rely on a talent advantage over their opponent. But they at least burn it down to 50% HP, and that is something. Now focusing topside, they might be able to break through that wall. Oh, nice! Holy ground! Holy ground, holy shit. And in comes the sound barrier. Horrify comes through. Aegis, everybody presses R. Yeah, there's the sanctification. A Greymane with a kill against Lunara. The Wolf wants Bambi, and he gets Bambi. Finally, a little bit of free-ranging deer right there. That already tastes good. No vegetarians in this game. Carrigan goes down. And they are getting murdered. Guys, they are getting crushed. Down goes Oriel. That's a 4-man kill, and they are going for the 5-man wipe. 5-man wipe, and that should be game with Greymane. Yeah, they're going into the middle. They're saying, like, fuck it. Screw the top lane, but Malthael goes down, but with the keep falling, that's the opportunity to go for the core. And why would you pass up on that? You have level 20 now. You have a big opportunity. 13 kills against 7. The opponent is down. Lunara comes back in 8. There's just no way to defend against this. This is the Power Party with the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series against PMR Gaming here at the grand final of the Mythical Championship in North America. GG, well played, as the blue team takes the victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Nicely done, as we're heading into game number 3 of the best of 5 series. Game number 3, ladies. Power Party with a 2-0 lead against PMR Gaming, making this potentially the last map of this series. North America with, on the left, Blaze played by Starcaller. Who do you think on Ana? We have Kelsier on Sylvanas, Chaotic on Liming, and Zenaros on Mal'Ganis. Alright, Ana Liming. That is gonna be difficult, especially with the Sylvanas here. Obviously there's a potential for a bit of a snowball. To the right side, PMR Gaming, Silver Ripper on Hanzo, I Just Fist on Muradin, Ruktel on Lucio, Echo on Maiev, Albatox on Thrall. Well, let's go for it. Thrall with the Echo of Elements, sitting topside. Now, theoretically, they could have gone into Trash Lightning, but nothing here just yet. And well, let's have a bit of a look of how exactly this is going to pan out, especially on the side of the blue team. They have a cool setup here. They have Liming, they have Sylvanas, and they have on top of that also Ana. So Nano boosted Liming, Sylvanas for the push with the Immortal. And the only thing that you have to do is actually win one of those bad boys. On the right side, PMR Gaming with the Pursuit of Vengeance for MAF on level 1. And, well, Vengeance they indeed will need if they want to turn this, because they need to win 3 in a row now. Which isn't going to be easy, especially if you're starting losing a hero or two. And so far it looks like that might happen, since the entire bot lane is getting murdered by the power party setup. Yeah, that 4-man is quite successful right now. Silver Ripper is trying to throw a bit of a wrench into the machinery by just poking from a distance and hoping to set something up for the rest of the team, but it isn't quite working out for them just yet. A few more stacks accumulating also on Myrden's side, but he's only sitting at 2 connected Stormbolts, whereas Albatox at the top lane is on 5 stacks. So it's a bit of a stalemate situation, but now that the 1 minute mark has passed, there's camps obviously on the map, and eventually we're going to see a move for one of the Khaldor camps at least, or a rotation topside. I mean, both options are there. Both of them are, by the way, are low. And oh, damn son, 50 hit points. Falls down to 30 and just barely survives, but they all have to already drink from the fountain, activating the cooldown here. Blaze, on the other hand, is starting to struggle against Thrall at the top side of the game. So while the blue team is pretty dominant at the bottom of the map, it's a decent setup. Oh, in they come again. Scenario is already trying to make a move here. And honestly, the entire time that we were watching the bot lane, it really just feels that eventually the blue team is going to secure a kill. Unless the red team finds a setup. They need a good Stormbolt, they need a follow-up, and then they can go for it. So Lucio's trying to heal them up as much as he can, but it's kind of interesting to see that neither lane nor any of the teams are in a position where they feel confident enough to go for the Khaldor camp and take the siege camp. So instead we have them just focusing onto the shaman camp, and this is a bit of an awkward move. It's not a bad camp, but in no way does it have the same push power that a shaman camp has. And now there's even a delayed pick on this to get even more value out of it. So I'm not 100% certain if this is really going to do what they expect. Because yes, the red team can now rotate in and grab this, but it's going to be a bit late, which means that there should be a lead for the blue team. Well, first of all, in this case, Blaze goes down. I think Thrall is going to be eliminated now too as a counter. But there's still an easy access now to the objective to grab this one. So I don't know if that trade was really worth it. The Thrall kill against Blaze made it a lot better though. That could have been way worse. But that worked. So now they're starting to go straight in. Oh, Lucio is down. Both of the supports are immediately down. Oh, 19 hit points on Hanzo just as he jumps out. But, well, that's not the only kill. Yeah, not by any means, no. We're gonna see MAF fall too, don't we? Yeah, that's Mirrored in MAF, both down, 4 kills against 2, and an open lane towards the Immortal at the top side. And as I said before, imagine what they can pull off with this one once that they are in a position where they can finally put the Immortal into play, plus Sylvanas, and maybe later on even the combo with Ana and Liming. Liming, by the way, with the dominance on level 4. One of the maps where we've seen a lot of orb talents on level 4. On the European side. Again, Calamity obviously still a necessity on level 7, but regardless of that. Ether Walk on 1, if it escaped anyone's attention here. And Sledgehammer! Sledgehammer for Myrden. So apparently our little dwarf wants to make sure that later on in the game he can get good damage against the Immortal and maybe structures too. Oh, that's a lot of damage coming through here, by the way. That defense is not going to be easy by any means. I honestly think they're going to be slowly poked to death now. It's gonna be a real big problem. Yeah, they have no one attacking on the right side. And honestly, who would you send? You have to send Hanzo over. And that's your only ranged poke. Well, outside of the chain lightning, I assume. But that's a good kill. That's actually great. That's a second kill against Ana, too. She should be a little bit safer there in the back line, but Liming is doing exactly what Liming is supposed to do. Poking, poking, poking the entire time, continuously. Seems like the fountain is already on cooldown for most of them. But that gives the red team a chance to at least put some damage onto this one. I would still shit a brick if the red team wins the first objective. I mean, let's be honest. This is eventually gonna be the Immortal of the power party. This is no way that the blue team is going to let this one go. Yeah, Hanzo is at the right side, and he is reducing it to a serious amount, but come on, blue team. Come on. We both know you're going to win this one. Come on, boys. Come on. Where's my win? Ah! A little bit more damage. Hanzo is still reducing it. Come on. Like, they have to take this. There we go. Got me worried there for a second. Well, nice setup from Mal'Ganis. Can they get that kill? They are trying. They get some damage through. Mal'Ganis needs to move away from this one. And Maiev goes down. Lucio goes down too. Oh my god. Here come the resets. As Li Ming gets one reset after another and just absolutely shits on the opponent's team. 8 kills against 3, a level ahead. And where's our Sylvanas disabled when we need it? Top lane, that's where it's at. Who do you think on Ana? Well, honestly, don't quite know why you would go for who do you think. I would be more interested to answer the question, what do you think? And I think you should stay a little bit farther behind because you already died twice. And I think you're a little bit too far out. But either way, there's the disable, immediately the shadow into the back line. And let's go. That one should be a goner. I mean, seriously, you should not be able to hold on to that fort. And they can't. Fort goes down. Ooh, kill, 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 kill. And Maiev, yeah, sorry, but eventually you're gonna go down. Pew, 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 and that's the end of her. So that's 9 kills against 3. And guys, they have level 10 abilities now. Which means whatever you want to grab, you can now take. So first of all, it's Siege Giants. So they go for the Siege Giants, they take that. Mal'Ganis hasn't picked his ult yet either. I mean, I still would expect Carrion Swarm here, but this is North America after all, so what do I know? Maybe we're gonna see something else. It's more of a meme usually, but still. Nano Boost also for Li Ming is now ready for the next team fight. And Mal'Ganis is still... Like, every single time I see Mal'Ganis actually holding this back, I think, okay, he actually goes for Carrion Swarm, thank God. Every single time I see one of them holding it back, I'm just assuming, like, well, do you try and surprise them in a team fight? Once you drop low, you go for the quick pick with the hotkeys and then you take that. But, nah, he stays with the traditional ult. And can do a lot with that. Blaze, by the way, despite the map, went into the new habits, and since he also won the first objective, he obviously got some extra globes. It sits at 10 right now, so halfway done, a little bit more actually with the quest, which means that soon enough he's gonna have the unstoppable frames on the hero whenever he gets locked down. Talking about lockdown, 9 stacks on the level 1 for Muradin, 22 on the baseline, and here we go again. Yeah, there's a big dive in. They have no level 10 ability yet, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes the aggression, and down goes Maiev, Lucio, the last Lul as he goes down. And that's another fort destroyed. Sylvanas and the power party go in and aim for a 3-0 victory in this best of 5. They're trying to crown themselves the champion here, and honestly, with this at this pace, they might actually be able to just pull that off. A 3-0 victory would be pretty impressive here. But as you can tell, PMR Gaming, they're still trying to fight back, but they're having a rough time. The problem was really the big discrepancy in experience around level 10. Now that both teams have heroic abilities, could change. And there's a quest reward for Muradin, so he now has Pierce and he has the cooldown reduction, which is huge. But the halftime show has been reached by the power party, and that's fantastic. And Muradin, a big arrow! And the Sundering after this, but somehow Li Ming survives for another moment, but not for long. And all of a sudden the game turns. 2 kills and 3. They're dropping that backline easy peasy. And just like that, the game is open again. 11 kills, 2-6, and now a chance for them to turn things around here. There's still Ana available and also Mal'Ganis to get a bit of damage on this one, but as you can tell, top side, this is an Immortal. That could easily be taken now by PMR Gaming, and probably will be, and yeah, they go for it, and rightly so. Yeah, level 13 is still a little bit far off, which means we can't do too much here. 23,000 damage for Thrall, 19,000 for Hanzo, 30,000 for Li Ming with 21k on the side of Sylvana, so all of the damage dealers actually looking at pretty solid numbers. 13 is still a bit close. That gives a good advantage to the power party for the defense as this comes through. But yeah, there we go. Top side. That's currently where the main move is happening, and that of course centers around the Immortal as the team is barreling through the wall. But the defense is there, and they are poking this pretty heavily, especially of course with Sylvanas there. I mean, she burns that bad boy down. Holy shit. That guy goes barely through the wall. And the rest of the team, now that 13 is in, doesn't really know how to deal with that situation. They don't want to be forced into a disadvantageous fight, so they can't do too much here. Another Stormbolt connect. New habits completed. But that Immortal didn't do anything. I mean, better claim the Immortal and then don't do a whole lot around level 13 talents on your opponent's side than lose the Immortal and get completely murdered. So they avoided that, but finally it's 13 versus 13, which gives us the Bronzebeard Rage. And, more importantly, the Mounted Archery, actually, for him. Alright. Plus a bit of a spell shield, so Snorl is a bit worried because of Li Ming's damage output that we've seen here the entire time. It's just like, yeah, I'm not really too comfortable with that. Not really a fan. Still gets the damage out though. 16 very likely gonna go into the Thunderstorm. But well, for the time being, we're still trying to make the play at the top. In comes Blaze and is greeted with a Stormbolt straight to the face. Okay, so at least they weren't forced into a fight that they don't want to battle out here. There's a rotation towards the bot side. I think they're going to try and take the camp here. Alright, Blaze is fine. Mal'Ganis anchoring the place, actually. As he's going for it. And down to the bottom of the map. After the wave has been pushed out, they're making the play now for the next objective. Or, well, for the next mercenary. And the objective is popping up too. Everybody else is still at the top. There's 2 heroes defending. There's Mal'Ganis always moving around the edges of the fight, threatening to set something up, but the camp is now taken. And the red team hasn't really gotten anything out of that spot. And it comes back to another team fight on even talents. But this camp is not available anymore, which means that the bot lane is continuously going to be pushed. Already Maiev has to move down before the objective is even up and deal with one of the camps. Now a second one is taken that will move through the bot lane. And everybody else is already going straight in for the objective. Another Immortal would be great. Ana is a little bit off though. I mean, again, she is completely open to any kind of flank, so she needs to reposition a little bit towards the top. Arrow! Ooh, missing at this point. Big one. Still flying, by the way. If it didn't die, and if it didn't find a target yet, then it is still flying to... yeah, whatever. Happily ever after. But either way, still even battle. They're losing everything though. I mean, again, that is a problem. Then at the same time, you're losing the halftime show. They look for the fight. They look for the kill. Oh, there's the Sundering already out. But the problem is they're just setting it up for Muradin. And Muradin realizes he's in trouble. And he has to jump out. There's a sound barrier from Lucio that doesn't even connect with him. Good move from Maiev. Nicely survived by Sylvanas. But Li Ming is down. Li Ming is dead. And that's the only kill that they get for now. But this camp is still active and is starting to push through the bottom. And again, someone needs to deal with that shit. And nobody does. And that's the problem. The longer that thing is set there, the more damage on the keep will experience. And the halftime show is now still taken by the blue team as they moved in and dropped the final few hit points. For why? I have no clue why they're moving topside and nobody moves here. I mean, they're already falling behind in talents. They won't be able to catch 16 in time. So if it comes to 16, then that's a problem. Halftime show is there, still 2 seconds before Li Ming is back, so they're trying to race this as quickly as they can. That at least is understandable. Moving in for the fight, bot lane is taking even more damage and 16 is close. Halftime show, it seems like the Immortal is once again claimed by PMR Gaming. They need to right now. They're going in, Immortal is taken. They win the Immortal, but can they survive? Oh, the Sundering, and Li Ming gets the kill. The nano boost, the resets, and yeah, they're taking it. 1 kill, 2 kill, and that's the third. 3 kills, Muradin survives, and so does Hanzo. But honestly, that keep is gone. And right now, I think that's not the only thing that falls. Because, yeah, that Immortal is kind of nice if you have it, but who's defending the core now? Muradin? I don't fucking think so. No, they have level 16 talents and they're going in straight for the core. They have taken the keep down, then in and of itself is already a big win. Now they're looking for another kill and oh my god, they get Hanzo and that just has to be it. Power Party! Percival's Power Party is going straight for the core and that is a 3-0 victory for them. They crown themselves the champion of the Mythical Championship here. Congratulations as Power Party takes the big W in the best of 5 series with a 3-0 against PMR Gaming. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support and see you guys next time.